You blink an eye and it's done. Uranus's roof, and roofers are these roofers. A neighbor saw something, I think, and they're working with the police. There were some people in disguise. I think we're going to be hearing something by Tuesday. This is not good for the perps. They're just in complete shock. Keep your eyes out. Welcome, everyone. I'm Astrologer Val Evans. Keep your eyes out and keep your eyes open and open your eyes. So many ways we've been talking about the eyes and a clue because it represents Aquarius in medical astrology. And we are reviewing the Aquarius Clues today and are continuing our coverage for the Nancy Guthrie abduction case. It just keeps going on and agonizing for the family. And how interesting that the family and spouses of family members have been cleared by the police. There was so much distraction looking at one person in the family, and we weren't able to really see more clearly who this could possibly be. Now, there are some developments happening right now at Nancy's home. I'm following some of the YouTubers, and we'll see what happens. It seems like something's going to be coming in the next few hours. Maybe an announcement might have something to do with the firearms, maybe potentially tracking through a gun store, which we've been hearing about. Hello, Catherine. Kimberly's here. Nan, welcome. And Cashew is here. Soda Pop, thank you for joining us. Star 54438 is here. And Menard, Fran, Natalie, Lori Trout is here. Susan. And I'm going to catch up on the comments in 1 second. Welcome, Gibson. Thanks for joining us. And thanks so much for your support of this channel. I can't thank you guys enough for offering just those little super, whatever they're called, stickers, getting readings. It really helps support the channel and keeps me going. So I really appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to show some of these, and let me get to the first one, and then I'm going to get through some of the comments. Latest thing is we've got someone taking a briefcase to, I believe, the back of the house of Nancy Guthrie's house. So we have been so focused on silly details that we haven't really been talking about the pool. We haven't talked about the pool professionals who were called in who had never serviced the pool before. That is going to be a key development, I think. This is the last show that we had. We have Tuesday coming in. Press is in shock. Hasn't happened yet, but it's coming. I think it's going to come later on in the evening here. You can even feel the tension. You can feel something's coming in, some kind of information. Do I think Nancy is alive? I think she has a chance. I think there is a chance that we could get her. I've seen a lot worse charts. Let me say that. We had a crypto event come in, another. I didn't even realize that we had that, but have another crypto potential red herring saying that Nancy is in Mexico. Fakery AI, we saw that very next day when we had this clue. Terrible, terrible AI movies showing a recreation of what happened to Nancy. So that had to be horrible for the family to find out. Hopefully they didn't see that. The perps are stuck. So not sure exactly what that is yet, but I'm seeing that in the chart. And then a weather issue. They did have some rain earlier, but we also saw JRL was looking at the house and yesterday saw a broken, I think it was a broken pipe, broken sprinkler outside. So there was water just spraying everywhere. And we knew something that had to do with Pisces was coming in. My crime time, I believe Nancy is right under the sheriff's notice within 3.3 miles of her home. I wish the police would start searches in the area, moving out to 4 miles. Catherine, I totally agree with you. They should be gathering a search party for Nancy. It seems like there's only a couple people I know covering the case closely is actually out there searching for her. And okay, so you're going to pop in. Great, Gibson. Susan, may I ask, as I'm in the UK and don't understand the area, but is there like a canyon type of area near where she lives, if it's okay to ask? Yeah, there's a lot of, I believe, a lot of canyons, but more so like peaks and mountainous areas. But I don't know if there's a lot, but there are canyons in there. Soda Pop. Um, Medium Roberto believes the kidnappers may be some sort of service provider for Nancy's property, more than one individual who had regular contact. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that. Apparently, Native Americans, way, way long time ago, they were misunderstanding what people were saying. And Pima, Spanish colonists, that's what I was looking for, asked the native population called river people. Oh my God. That's crazy that that was a clue. River people. It's Akimel Odom. And this is the native population. So I was just looking at what the natives were called. They're called river people. The people repeatedly answered with a phrase like Himak or Pi Haitu, which meant I don't know or I do not understand. But the Spanish assumed this was the name of the tribe. I guess you could say that this is a reflection in some ways with the sheriff department, because there are a lot of things that are unknown. Let's say it the nice way. It's kind of crazy. Yeah. AI is just, it's nutty right now. And Wade Bird is here. Welcome, Wade Bird. Thank you, Shauna, for moderating. And okay, Catherine, thank you so much. Deb, psychic I used to watch said Nancy Guthrie was 84. She lived her life and she's not going to bother. Yeah, we don't want to mention those things just in case maybe the family or family friends are on here. I'm not going to dwell on that. We're going to look at the clues. And thank you, Fallon. Oh my God, the sky just fell out on JLR a few minutes ago and it got windy. The signal coverage went out. And we were talking about that for Tuesday too. So Angel DeBapes is here. Welcome, Angel. Or yeah, it's Angel. And Marjo, a lot of minds. Yeah. Yeah, so much about the crystals and the jewels and the jewelry. It's really the capital of the crystal world in the Southwest. So yeah, we were talking about how it would be a little crazy weather. It was supposed to rain today, but might be a little bit more unexpected than what they were saying. And TJ's here, Fallon. All right, so we're just looking at some of the last clues that we have that are still going to come in, probably something where people are just not expecting this, especially the press. And yesterday was a little shocking too, because I don't think the media was expecting the whole family to be cleared. Here are some of my clues for this show. Some of the clues for this show include bullying. And don't know if you've been following JLR, but is it JLR? I always get JLR and JRL confused. But anyway, if you're on his channel, a lot of people are wishing him happy birthday. And there's a bullying quality to it. There's a lot of bullying on the chat part of his live. And I'm going to get to that in a second, eavesdropping. We're allowed to listen to what they're saying on the ground. So a lot of people are listening. I'm one of them. I like to hear what's going on and what they're talking about. I've got a garbage dump, power plant, which we talked about before, and an energy site, maybe a large home, maybe a white home, and some foreign females. So we're going to look at the chart for that. But going back to JLR, they've been posting a lot of the tomatoes because they want him to talk about Tommaso and the Italian, and they're really talk about bullying. This poor guy drops off his mother-in-law and it was just hit by a ton of bricks here by the world, and with really no evidence, no proof, just assumptions. And so that was a really, really big deal, but it continues now. And we're seeing this in a variety of ways. I think there might be some bullying behind the scenes. I think there could be a law enforcement officer who is not he's not giving the right orders. He's stopping the DNA for some reason, and it's in the chart, which I'll show you. Funny enough, I was talking about how you're going to see strange things and weird hair and pink hair. Well, this isn't my fault, but apparently, like the lighting, it's making my hair pink today, which is very Aquarius, something that's unexpected or just untraditional. We have a pool clue that I'm thinking is going to come in Wednesday afternoon, according to the chart. So I'll show you that. And let's see, is that right? And now we're going to get to the predictive chart for this week. We are here right now. We're in the Saturn time period. Sometimes when you have Saturn poorly aspected, which it is to some degree, it can mean colder. Things are a little bit colder. I'm not sure what the temperature is right now, but it can show that. It can show sort of things feel slow, kind of like, especially yesterday. So keeping in mind that these cusps, they are at around 1:47 in the morning. I'm trying to start changing the charts to after 2 now, but this will still work for us. So this was during the day on Monday, and now this is early during the day here. We're getting into the Aquarius time frame right now. This is going to be the evening for everybody, well, for everybody, but also for the media outside of Nancy's house. And so we're going to look at Aquarius here. And of course, that's the shock planet. And there is a square to the sun that is, I'll tell you, it's not just the media that's shocked. It is the perp. They are, now, number one, they could be saying that we couldn't get the DNA for the perp. That's possible too. The sun is the co-ruler of the perp. So the red line, we don't like to see that. But at the same time, it can also be the other way around where the perp is shocked from something. That can start coming in tonight as well as maybe Saturday afternoon, which is when Uranus is appearing here. This was so interesting with the electric car clue. That was the February 5th show. And I was thinking that it was going to come in a little bit earlier than this, but it took till about February 13th for a Range Rover Sport, which I believe is a hybrid, was towed and is being examined. 3 people detained in connection with the Guthrie case. And if you're interested or obsessed with forensic astrology, please go to astrologywithval.as.me and sign up for courses. This is a package of 5 courses. You can talk to me for 5 hours about forensic astrology and learn everything that I know. We're going to talk a little bit about the pool. TJ, you're in the hair salon, which is very Leo. So interesting that you mentioned your hair. I did a prediction on myself the other day that there's going to be somebody involved with pink hair. Hopefully not me, but Kayla has pink and purple. I thought I saw her with purple. I don't remember pink, but yeah, everyone's mad at the sheriff. Yeah. Yes, you stopped with the tomatoes. No, it's it's not his birthday. Yes, Shauna, happy Lunar New Year, Fire Horse, New Moon, annual solar eclipse. It's all happening at the same time. So much energy right now. So much. I'm going to just weigh in here on why I think he's innocent. Generally, someone who dedicates his life to teaching and, being a musician, although that song about murder didn't help, but there were pictures of him showing berries that he was picking in the forest. It just didn't seem like it fit the profile to me that he could be involved with something like that. The FBI is at the home next door to Nancy's. There's somebody who, I think a female, who is almost like watching over her, maybe even helping her, maybe even that's good to know, my crime time. It's easy to pay someone else to do it for you. True. That's a good point. But didn't seem, if you're talking about Tommaso, just didn't seem like something that would happen. Although what I'm understanding is that they're going through Nancy's safe now. That's the rumor, to see what her documents were, the wills, all of that good stuff. Oh, of course. Yes, there is a nurse in the chart. This is a chart of pool trouble. This is someone's, if you look at it, the third house is somebody's neighborhood and can also be their backyard. And if there's Pisces in the backyard, the third house would be around the yard. And there it is. There's a pool there, or there's some kind of maybe water fixture, something like that. In this case, there's an opposition here with Mars. It looks pretty bad. Might have to do with bullying. Anytime you have an opposition with Leo, you're going to get bullying somehow. But what is this person being bullied by? Ask me what I did with my keys 2 hours ago. I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I can remember the chart from 2021 when Kyle Richards was stung by a bee in the back of her home, and she's allergic to bees. It's very, very risky. It's life-threatening, and she had to go to the hospital, which of course is Pisces. So this is a chart that shows that somebody's jumping in the back of their pool. There she is. There's the CCTV, and she is in pain. She is having an allergic reaction at this time. Jupiter rules. It's the planet that is representing Kyle. And what is it? It's retrograde. So she has an allergy. And then the opposition to Mars, which is a stinger. It's a bee. I bet you it was a female bee. Are there female bees? But Leo is also bullying. And so what happened? She posted pictures, Pisces, online, and she was, from what I understand and remember, bullied pretty heavily about that. What they say online. So there she is with her dogs, and nobody was home. So it was very, very difficult for her. This is the crime chart. And now we have, at the time, Nancy was being kidnapped. You had a lot of Aquarius outside. So it was very windy outside. That's the wind there. And look at how we have an opposition to Leo. Now we're talking about a lot of DNA. Well, Leo also represents a law enforcement officer, and it seems as if this person is stopping this. It could be a variety of different things. Leo could be, instead of law enforcement officer, it could just be a bully somewhere. The ninth house is somebody long distance. So it wouldn't surprise me if there was somebody at headquarters in DC, or somebody, you know who it could be? Cash. And we know Leo, the head of the FBI, we know Leo people, a lot of times they have a K in their name. So this very well could be somebody who's possibly having their own opinion about the DNA and maybe blocking something. There are some other options where this DNA could actually, the information can come out, and it's going to be this way. It could be unidentified or anonymous sources coming out about the DNA that are correct. But it does look like there's some real politics that's happening behind the scenes, and it's holding this investigation up. And I think Savannah knows that. She's saying thanks a lot to the Pima sheriff, but she's also using her own investigators, which could be very helpful. I look at everything, and I just happened to see this. It does say sheriff, but this picture says she. I wonder if that is some kind of clue. I want to get a card for just what we're looking at right now. We're talking about someone with a female behind the scenes. High Priestess. So how about that? There she is. Answer is yes. Does she have reddish hair? Thank you, Shauna. That's so sweet of you. Always reminding people to hit the like button. And we like the like button, but we love the hype button. So thank you for doing that if you can. Savannah did interview the victims, and she won an Emmy for that fiery interview with the current president, where she highlighted that he was in major debt. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you, Catherine. You get excited when you get the notification. I'm glad somebody's getting the notifications, because not everybody does. Thank you, Jennifer. You're so sweet. Yes, glad you could make it. Kayla is the girlfriend of the guy who was detained. Seems like a criminal record has to do with drug trafficking. So there's a drug element, as we thought. SL Graves, you're so sweet. Thank you. It must be the pink hair. My husband keeps asking me, do your readers or astrologers have updates? Oh, we're going to have some today. We're not only with this show, but I'll be on live again tonight. True, most police force has under 3 years of experience, so it could be one reason that they are maybe being bullied by the big guns in DC. Savannah looks so tired. I don't think that poor lady has had much sleep. I agree with you. She is just the heavy various feelings of going through this terror and grief, and it's you can't even explain going through something like that. So don't even really know what to do. A lot of times you just have to sit and wait and be fearful. You want to act, but you don't know how. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Renee. My elderly aunt who lives alone, only has TV, has been really frightened by Nancy Guthrie case. They keep playing it on TV over and over. I know quite a few people who are over 70, and this is a case that has frightened them. And it's not something, it's so unfair. It's so unfair. You want everyone to live their life without fear, but this case has not only baffled people, but really scared a lot of people. JR, by the way, in the Amy Bradley disappearance, a restaurant or bar, Carlo and Charles or Charlie's came up, just like in this disappearance. Coincidence? Interesting. Yeah, we are seeing some parallels with missing people. That's a good one. You mentioned the guitar last time, which was a clue we were getting. Yes, thank you, Nan. If you read the police report on Kayla and Luke, they were pulled over at the Walmart. So interesting that the Native Americans are in this chart, obviously, because it's part of this territory. And you're going to see that in the chart as Aries. So that's Native Americans. Val, can you see anything that points to motive in the charts? I'm thinking money. I think it's money, but I also think that it might be jealousy about money as well. Maybe somebody saw that episode of the Today Show, and you could see how happy they were, how life was perfect, and it's possible it could have triggered somebody. I keep my doors locked even during the daytime. It makes sense. This is the predictive chart. This is what we've got right now. Why do I think something really big's happening in the morning? I think we're down here actually. 147 is like around here. So this is the morning. This is the evening. We're already down here in the Pisces area. And here I am talking about the pool. And so are they. They're talking about a briefcase. Somebody's going in with a briefcase. The third house also represents neighbors. The police are going next door to the neighbors, maybe the neighbors with the pool, maybe they are talking, Mercury, to talk about the pool. It just seems to me that there is some kind of it's either a major clue or this is going to solve the case because it's pretty big because of that trine here. And this right here, that is Nancy. Pisces is a window. It's a pool. It's somebody seeing you in a window. Jupiter in Cancer is the victim is in a home. Jupiter could be in kind of a large home, maybe not the best home, maybe like a broken down home or a home that's like in disarray or something like that, because that would be retrograde. But really it does show what Nancy is all about right now, and that's retrograde. Maybe not getting her medication, not at her full capacity right now, but gosh, Pisces is at night. Here's the problem. Let's look and see where the perps are. Well, the perps are Gemini. So this is Mercury right here. We're really going to be talking about the perps tonight, especially at night. But there's something it's a good aspect. It's not adverse between the perps. It could be drugs. Like maybe they took too many drugs and that helped somehow. That helped either get us a clue or get us Nancy altogether. Now this is Wednesday at 1:40. This is going to be like maybe after 11 p.m., maybe after 10 p.m. Something pretty big's happening. And why do I get those females? Because Mercury is a group. North Node it's foreign, and Venus is female. This could be a female with blue eyes or more. There's something blue involved. There's a lie here. Somebody's telling a lie. Now let's see where the police are. The police are here. They really look weak this week. Mars there. Mars, we want Mars to be well aspected, like blue. This is also the police because we can look at Aries as police too. So this is much better. So they're kind of like, it seems like they're incapacitated in some way, either thought, strategy. There are too many blocks. Look at how they're trying to get to her and they can't. Look at this green line. This is a quincunx to her. It's too hard. It's too difficult. Okay, Mercury could be the perps, but it could also be witnesses. This could also be somebody who happens along and sees something suspicious. And that could also happen at night. And that could happen until maybe around for the next 24 hours. But we've got so much about this Pisces. What else is going to come in? Those stupid AI movies, probably we're going to be seeing. We're going to see a lot of stuff about AI. We're going to be seeing fakery, and of course the emails. So third house, we're in the third house hard right now, which is emails, it's neighbors, it's transportation, it's cars driving around at night. The YouTubers, they try to shut down around 6, but I don't think you want to do that today. You're going to want to take a nap and get back on the stream after hours, maybe 8, 9 p.m. till about 2 a.m. because it looks like there's a lot going on here. What's going to be really happening with the police, they're more likely to give something very famous. We thought it was going to come around maybe yesterday, today, which was this Pluto moon. This is very, very famous, but it looks like, and they cleared the family. There were a lot of things that were coming out that were pretty big, but we'll have to see what happens on Wednesday because that also looks as if the police, maybe an undercover officer, somebody's doing something quite substantial that is extremely famous. The problem with doing that in today's environment, law enforcement environment, is that people get jealous that you're getting too much attention. And so the police have to be wary of that. There is definite competition between federal and state right now. My crime time. I wonder if Nancy's being held in a pool house in a vacant home that's up for sale. Next door has a for sale sign with king on. You've got to be kidding. That would be, oh, absolutely a vacant house. Yes, because she's so close. I don't think that she's in Mexico. Let's ask the cards if she's in Mexico. I think that's somebody who, it's showing desperation. I think that's what it is by the perps. They're trying to distract. They're trying to say, look over there. But it seems as if from that chart, from the crime chart, you can see that, oh my God, the police, the media, and the victim and the perp, they're all together. It's like, it's all like a cluster. So everybody's going to have a bird's eye view, I think. Let me try to focus on this. I can't even believe I'm asking this, but is Nancy in Mexico? 4 of Wands. Clarifier card on that, which would say yes. I don't think so. I don't think it's right, but clarifier card on if Nancy is in Mexico. The Emperor. All right. Well, here's the problem with that, with my chart. This is far away, and there's a T-square going through a planet that's in the 9th house. This is long distance. The sun shows that a person is trying to go long distance. Yes, it is. But it just looks like it is not working for that person. So it does show maybe a darker skinned male. There's a possibility that they're going to try to move her, maybe. It's possible. But I'm really interested in seeing what's going to happen in this time frame. This is the last hours of Tuesday, because that's a gain. That is definitely a gain. It's a flood of something. It's a it's a flood of Mercury in Pisces. This is hearing something, hearing water. It is it almost makes me think that it's going to rain tonight because Mercury's in there. So there could be some stormy types of themes that are happening there. Did they use dogs? We have not seen any, have we? But it would make me think that they must have, right? Thanks, Toy. Yes, everyone, remember to hit the like and the hype. And Samantha, thank you. Is Nancy next door to her home? Is she within feet of her home? So doesn't look like it. Is she within the local area? Is Nancy within the local area? So I'm getting a yes. Maybe where families go. That's kind of a Leo card. Oh, they can't use dogs because of cacti. You think it's raining there now? My crime time. I truly believe Nancy is right under the police and media nose. I do too. For somebody who is going to burglar, first of all, they're younger because there's nobody over 40 who's going to want to do anything at 2 a.m, especially something like that. So that's my theory anyway. But that's the first thing. And then what, they're going to drive to Mexico then? So it just seems like poor planning. JR, was she ever next door? Let's look at that. Was she ever next door? Aquarius means to change, to move. It would not surprise me. Oh, fighter jets today. Interesting info about the odd plane departure on date and unusual time. Everything's unusual here. So we're seeing fighter jets, and that's Aquarius. So we're going to be seeing lots about planes. What I'm a little nervous of, where are we here? Look, so that's at 1. I am nervous about this right here. This is the sun and it is squaring Uranus. This can be an explosion or a crash or an accident. So this has to be considered. So if this is 1 or 2 a.m. on Tuesday, because the reason that is because the crime chart starts when she was abducted. So on or around 2 a.m. So then every cusp is 2 a.m. And then that's going to give us, even though we pulled the chart for the beginning of the week this time, we kept the time of the abduction, but changed it to February 15th. Now we're moving it to these next days here. Tuesday, 1:47 a.m. This is the morning. We're hearing fighter jets. We're about to get into Pisces. I think that's going to be a good thing. And what is that going to activate? It's going to activate Neptune here. And this is something pretty big. It's starting to activate now through probably the next 24 hours. Yeah, it's something so famous. It might have something to do. Let's think about this. This could have something to do with the Bitcoin and doing something where maybe nobody's seen it before. This could be a famous person that's coming in that's talking about this case. That could happen. But this is definitely guns and missing guns. It's a black gun. Look at this. We've got a blue line, which is a trine, this is the police. This is starting in the next couple of hours. We're going to get into Pisces now. This is very good. This is what we like. And this is also Nancy. That's Nancy. And it's in, it's in Sag, which represents a church. It represents a college. It represents train tracks, a bridge. It's a famous bridge. It's a famous, Aquarius is something that splits. It's high up. It's a tower. And with that, Aries, it could have something to do with Native American territory, a myth. There could be something that somebody's talking about that has to do with a Native American story, because of Neptune here in this conjunction in Aries. This is a special day. It is the eclipse day. And of course, it's not just for one day. Usually the energy lasts for about 6 months. But it is truly an intense, intense day. So we'll have to see all the things. There could be another sketch because there's an artist. What is Pisces? It's healthcare. It's a nurse. It's a doctor. It is painters. It's painting. It is sketch artists. It's water. When poorly aspected, it's narcissists. It's a female narcissist because of that Venus there. It's a lying female narcissist. And maybe she's even trying to be part of the case. And she knows that in her mind that nobody's going to catch her. She's disguised. This is a woman who is disguised. She's disguising Nancy there. It could be both. There's some kind of disguise there. Pisces is the Russians. Aquarius is also Russian. This could be more information about drug trafficking. And this is also glass. It's windows. It's it is liquid. It's feet. It's shoe prints. Are we going to see a shoe clue coming up? It's February 17th now. Are we going to see a shoe clue coming out of this? Some kind of footprint. Maybe they're going to start looking at the shoe at Walmart. Is there some kind of shoe clue? 9 of Swords reversed. So maybe not. I guess we'll have to see. Could be of the female. Could be a female that's crying about her shoe. Sounds crazy, but then we see a lot of these clues come out. Cindy, you think the truth will come out? I do too. Okay. I actually get that psychic astrologers will solve it or find her. They may never admit it, but they're watching us very closely, or maybe have enlisted the help of someone to remote view. I really hope they listen to Maureen Hancock. She's right there, and she's one of the best. So please, Maureen, just take a week off from your classes that you teach and help. Please help. And yeah, hidden in plain sight. Renee, it does seem a specific lady was singled out for some strange reason. Do you think Savannah's PI will solve this first? It'd be interesting to find out if the PI is a female, because females have some strength here in this chart. But I think it's possible. Somebody who's undercover. Oh, Toy. Okay. I think you have to wait till it's not live to hype. Thank you, Toy. And remember Savannah's video, we see you. I think that's what she said. Yeah. And there's something about lost. There's both Aquarius and Pisces in there, seeing and basically your eyes is Aquarius. Silver. Renee, I'm no astrologer, but I'm very intuitive. You think Nancy's alive. I know it might be wishful thinking, but my aunt agrees now. The planet Liz, you got 4 of Wands when you asked whether Nancy was in Mexico. Doesn't 4 of Wands represent home? Yes. So that's a good one. Maybe there's somebody they're trying to get to a Mexican home. I really think they really are pushing that international theme. And it just doesn't seem like it's possible. The drug element is really going to come in here because these people not only are amateurs, but there could be an addiction to drugs. There could be sleeping. Whenever we see a lot of Pisces and we're seeing a major event of some sort, a great example is Marco Rubio when he went to Buckingham Palace. And before he went to England, Amber and I were talking about we're probably going to see somebody sleeping. And sure enough, we saw Marco Rubio with his eyes closed, looking like he was sleeping. So there could be sleeping, pillow, pajamas, something in the middle of the night that happens where maybe it's helpful to Nancy somehow. Is that a religious reference? You're not lost. Possibly. Yeah. Okay, there we go. There was a female FBI agent at Nancy's today. Yes, she's going to be helpful. She's going to be helpful. And maybe the church has a financial, you got to run down every lead. You have to. You can't let one lead or one theory go. You really have to look at as much as you can possibly think. Oh, here's another thing too I wanted to show you. Let's see, the garbage dump. That's another thing. Sorry. Okay, here's the crime chart. This is up a little bit bigger. This is a major clue here. The third house represents emails, transportation, phone calls, communication. It represents, quote unquote, in the car. We've seen crimes before where the person is in a car and things happen in the car. I can only imagine. I mean, we think about where she is, but that car ride in itself, when she was taken, must have been pretty extreme. There could have even been like a stun gun or something like that. I don't think so. These people didn't look like they had everything planned, but definitely think that was a tarp or something in his backpack, something that covered the scene. What he was doing, I'm not sure. You'll have to tell me what your thoughts are about that. But let's look at each and every one of these. First of all, Pluto is a garbage dump. So let's forget for a second that it's the victim. The garbage dump, the police. This could be the perp. It could also be the president who wants to be in the middle of all of it. President Trump. It could be, and these are all, think about all the emails that are going back and forth with all of these people. This is also intelligence. Everybody's intelligence gathering. Mercury is the media. It's also witnesses. Mercury is to sniff, to smell. And so we have Aquarius, which is like, they're calling it, is it data sniffers? Or I can't remember what they were talking about, but basically trying to track. These are trackers. So interesting that Mercury would be in there. Venus is clothing. So we're going to be talking about clothing, but it's also a group of females, which is Venus. Mercury is 2 or more. And at this point, because of the Aquarius, it could mean that these people were laid off. This is somebody who was fired, who quit, who might be having certain financial difficulty right now. So with the way that it's all spaced out, we look to see, well, here's the police, and you can also see the red lines go into Leo. So they're all bullying each other, and they're half and half. They're not fully incapacitated, but there's a lot of cuts from their theories. Aquarius is to split, it's to interrupt. So you've got somebody who's possibly has a good theory and gets pulled out of that and put into something else. And it's back and forth. And I can see through this chart that that's probably happening. People are quitting, people are being fired. Like, Savannah doesn't want to talk to some of these people now. But also, this is electrical. So Aquarius is electric. It's smart. It's smart cars. Mars is cars. Satellites are Aquarius, so satellites on the cars. And then, of course, you have the media, the police, the satellites. We are listening. The internet is able to listen to the media on YouTube. And then we also have the Sun and Venus. It tells me we might be looking at a blonde woman because of this, that conjunction there. Venus Mercury might be a female with a child, a little baby, under 5 maybe. So we might be talking about a child's involved. And also with Mars being so close to the victim, well, this is going to give us a profile of where the victim is. So if Pluto is trash, Uranus is a recycling place. It's a plant. It's local because it's in the 3rd house. It's at 3 degrees, which is that's Gemini, and 3 could be a vehicle. What's the other thing that happened? Well, we were seeing people being detained, and I believe one of them works at a car dealership. So we've got lots of cars. We knew that was going to come in, lots and lots and lots of cars. And I was looking for an electric car manufacturer, which still could be the case. But up to this point, we just have, what is 3rd house? 3rd house is sales. So selling cars is going to be a theme in here. If you're looking at your solar return and you want to find out if you're a person who has a business, you're going to look at your 3rd house and your 3rd house lord and your solar return to see how your sales are going to go. And a lot of people ask me that. So 3rd house is good for that. 3rd house is also the neighbors. So was there a neighbor that changed something? Was there a neighbor that first of all, was she blonde? Did she have a small child? Did she move suddenly? These are things that happen suddenly that people, they notice. Like, well, we don't know what happened, but Harriet, she left, like it took her a month to leave, and that was last October. So things that are sudden are really going to stick out and should be tracked down. Also, we have, like, these are the emails here. These are the crypto letters. So lots of crypto. There's 5 planets in Aquarius. That's a lot of talking about crypto. And so that's in there too. So much electronics, wires. It's a place where the wires are. Aquarius is also the 2nd floor. It's the roof. It is up somewhere. So she may be somewhere on the second floor. And we have, let's see, Mars. This is a lot of weapons too. Mars is guns. Pluto is many, many, many guns. And this is like an exchange. Aquarius can be an exchange. So there's a gun exchange. They are giving 40 names to various gun companies, stores, and asking if they can identify certain people, if they've seen certain people. So that's coming in. So much of that Aquarius there. I just had it on the tip of my tongue. There was one other clue that I got from that. Could be, let's see, emails. Something about an email or message. Aquarius can also represent foreign people. So we might be talking about foreign last names, which we already are. And something else. I can't remember what it was. Does this woman have 3 daughters in her house? It's possible. That's a good question. Yeah, well, they've already detained somebody who I think does work at a car dealership. Yeah, I know, seriously, Natalie. I know she's in the 8th house, but she's well aspected. So that gives me hope. The guy next door had long gray hair moving a carload of boxes. Interesting. Well, Aquarius is to move and Mercury is boxes. So that would be an interesting thing to follow up on, for the police to follow up on. Thank you, Shauna. Don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. I saw on X a post that the Range Rover was just sold around the 7th. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That is sus, definitely. Yeah. You get the movie Fargo in your head. In the Porch video, it looks like the kidnapper's backpack may have opened at the top, like unzipped or broken zipper inside with something large and dark. Yeah, they were speculating that it could be a tarp in there. It definitely was packed. It was hard for him to close it. Wouldn't we want to look at Uranus too because of her age? I know it would go back to Venus. I'm not sure about that. We know there was camera at front door. Was there one at the back door? Also, was there an alarm in the house? Reports are saying that there was no forced entry. So, thank you, AD. Signal sniffers. Yes, data dump. Oh my God, Jen, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. So there's a lot of data dumping that's going on. The tarp. Yeah, a lot of talk about Nancy and Medicare or something. I'm not sure anything about that yet, so I don't want to say anything. Catherine, do you see a better picture of what the house may look like where she could be close by? The only thing that I have is here. Actually, I probably want to move to the next chart. Is that right? Sorry. Oh, yeah. They were talking about batteries, thinking about that third house and the Aquarius and the media's in there. All they were talking about is how the TV crew, they need to save their batteries. So they're all talking about Aquarius related things. So wires, the word wild might be in there. So I think there's something that has to do with the park that has wild in it. We're seeing a lot of 11. I got to go back to the crime chart. Where's the crime chart? Here it is. No, I got to go to the chart this week. Okay, so she's here. She's still in the 8th. There's no poor aspects to her from what I can see, and a nice trine here to Mercury. It just seems to me that there's a secret about her. Pisces is secrets. There's a message from, are we seeing a message from Nancy? And it looks like it's going to be maybe like midnight on Wednesday. Are we looking at some kind of message from Nancy? That would shock everybody. We are looking at a lot of shocks, things that we're not expecting, not even slightly. So that's what's going to really be shocking, is because we're not expecting these crazy things that are coming up. Are we going to be seeing something from Nancy around Wednesday late night, maybe around midnight? 9 of Cups. So, wow. That is the best card in the deck, one of the best ones. So that shows success. So Mercury is also an announcement at night about where Nancy is. I keep saying that somehow we're going to get to her. I really believe it's true. Natalie, at this point, nothing will shock me. Sweetly Morbid Bear. And Gibson, you've had a few repetitive clues in my life, Blue Roof and Psalm 23, that have oddly keep showing up. There's another, but I forget. Aspects matter. That's right. Okay. Thank you for the reminder, Shauna. And examining, there is no good news coming into the third week. Family said they would pay, but no victim, no proof of life. I know it seems stuck, I'm telling you, but something flows. And when you see that flow, that is photos, it's video, it's someone maybe emailing a video of Nancy. It's a secret. Is it a secret video? I don't know, but it just seems like a witness. A witness has something. Is it fake? That's the next question. Maybe that's another thing people are going to be asking about. Is this fake? There's another person here who wants to stop all of it. And you can see that right here. That's a no, you're not going to be doing that. And so we like this trine, but it just seems like this is an evil person who's like, no, I am not going to let this go. There could be a story of a hero here. It could be somebody who's like, look, I really need to get Nancy to the corner store. We're just going to get a drink of water. I'll be right back. And then there's a lie. So North Node, this is pretty substantial here. This is a fib. And maybe somebody's doing that to the advantage of Nancy. We hope. You think the offer to turn in kidnappers is true. That's the TMZ one. Not like in all of that side stuff with TMZ and the ransom notes and TMZ. They've got a responsibility. They need to turn that over. But sometimes people use the media as maybe a positive medium. Maybe that's what the thought process is. Yeah. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to wait a few hours, see what's happening, see the developments, and then we're going to look up some more clues, and we're going to see what next week looks like as well. But real big concentration of things happening. I don't like the Thursday time frame because when Mars activates, it's like, if I were to talk to the family, and by the way, if anybody knows the family and if anybody knows a family friend, it would be great to get the time of birth for Nancy because that's going to show me a lot. But looking at all of this, the police do not look they can't get to her, I don't think. There's somebody else that's going to get to her this week. There's somebody else that has much more strength. And we just can't, and plus 18 degrees, these are kind of like, let's just say the police are not at their full strength this week. That's what I see. And it's really going to come in. I bet you they're going to be possibly even more criticized this week. But we'll see what the police look like next week. Hopefully it doesn't go that far. Hopefully we see something. We're going to get an announcement. And I like to look at the press too. The press is not just Mercury. They're the talkers. But the press is the sun. And this is the big shock that's coming, which is like either today or it's Saturday or it's both. What are they being shocked about? It's possible that they're being asked to leave or change and they don't want to change. It could be something as simple as that. Could be an accident, could be something more serious. Hopefully not, but we'll keep that in mind. And I'll see you guys in the next few hours. Thanks so much for tuning in.